Chapter 2, Eternal Assets. Part 1, Gold, the Candidate for Eternity. Is there really such a thing as an eternal asset? Throughout the ever-shifting stream of history, this question lingers, quietly but persistently. And more often than not, gold feels like the closest answer we have. Picture a gold bar buried deep beneath the desert, hidden for thousands of years. Generations pass. People forget. Then one day, someone uncovers it. And there it is, still gleaming, untouched by time. While wood decays, iron rusts, and even stone erodes, gold remains. It defies time itself. But gold's power isn't just physical. It holds a strange spell over us. From ancient Mesopotamia to the sparkling coins of Lydia, gold has always symbolized value and permanence. You can't eat it. You can't build much with it. Yet people have killed for it, conquered lands for it, and died in pursuit of it. Maybe it's because gold doesn't just resist the elements, it resists doubt. In a world that feels like it's falling apart, gold seems like certainty. Part 2, Gold in the Flow of History. Look back to ancient Rome. The aureus, an 8-gram gold coin, once stood as a sign of strength, but as war drained Rome's resources, emperors began cutting corners. First it dropped to 7 grams, then 4, then mixed with copper. People noticed, confidence collapsed, prices soared, inflation took over. There were many reasons Rome eventually fell, but its weakening currency didn't help. Centuries later, in 11th century China, the Song dynasty created the world's first paper currency, the jiaozi. At first, these notes were backed by gold and silver, but war and corruption drained the reserves. The backing vanished, inflation surged, trust crumbled again. The message was clear. Gold alone can't save a system when human error breaks the link. Part 3, Bretton Woods, when gold was chained. Now fast forward to 1944. Delegates from 44 allied nations came together in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. The war hadn't ended yet, but they were already planning what would come next. At that point, the United States held 2/3 of the world's gold. So it made a proposal. Let the US dollar become the center of the new system. Every other currency would be tied to the dollar, and the dollar itself would be backed by gold at $35 an ounce. The world agreed, and just like that, the dollar became the new river of global trade, with gold quietly resting beneath it as the anchor. And for a while, the system worked. Countries trusted the dollar because they believed in the gold that stood behind it. Part 4, Nixon and the death of the gold standard. But over time, that trust began to wear thin. The US printed more dollars to pay for wars, for social programs, for expansion. Other countries began asking questions. Some started requesting gold in exchange for their dollars. Then came August 15, 1971. President Richard Nixon went on television and made a stunning announcement. The US would no longer honor the gold conversion. The promise was gone. The Bretton Woods system collapsed. From that day forward, the dollar no longer relied on gold. Its value came from belief. Belief in the strength of the US economy, its military power, and its global leadership. The gold era had ended, a new current had begun. Part 5, Petrodollar, the new flow. In the early 1970s, the United States made a strategic deal with Saudi Arabia and OPEC. From now on, all oil would be priced in US dollars. In return, the US would guarantee protection for their regimes. That's how the petrodollar was born. It wasn't backed by gold anymore, but by oil, trade, and American military strength. With every barrel of oil sold and every deal settled in dollars, the US currency grew stronger. It wasn't something you could touch like gold, but it moved faster, flowing through every part of the global economy. Part 6, Gold Forgotten. After Nixon's announcement, gold was quietly pushed out of the financial spotlight. It faded into the background, locked away in vaults, displayed in museums, buried beneath the sands. People shifted their trust elsewhere, to paper, to digital screens, to central banks. Gold came to feel outdated, a relic of the past, no longer a living currency. But gold itself didn't change. It didn't rust. It didn't vanish. It's still here, untouched. What changed was us. We traded permanence for convenience. And in doing so, we left gold behind. Part 7. What is truly eternal? So if even gold, the thing we once believed to be eternal, can be cast aside, then what really lasts? Yes, gold is physically eternal, but its value depends entirely on human belief. And belief changes. So maybe the only thing that truly endures is change. Change flows through everything, from gold to dollars, from metal to paper, from trust to doubt. Even stars are born, they burn, and eventually collapse. In the rhythm of the universe, gold is just a brief flicker of light. Part 8. Awareness in the flow. And when you begin to understand that change is the only constant, something shifts. You stop clinging so tightly. You stop fearing what might be lost. You become an observer of the stream, not someone trying to grasp and hold the water. Gold, dollars, petrodollars, they all rise and fall. They're just leaves floating on the surface. What remains is awareness, the ability to see clearly, without needing to control or possess. And maybe, just maybe, that awareness is the most eternal asset of all.